You didn't know he
Don't worry about it. It's just locker room talk.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 5 of Locker Room Talk. 5 episodes, 5 down, 5 to go until the end of this season. What's going to happen? I don't know. Stay tuned. I don't know what's going to happen. Eleni, do you know what's going to happen?
I do, but I'm not going to tell you.
Oh my god. Spoiler alerts. There's no spoilers here. I am one of your co-hosts, GamerDoc, joined by the ever hilarious, Twitter famous Eleni Demestahaz. Eleni, what has been going on in the world of hockey since we've last seen each other?
So the National Women's Hockey League did something really cool this week. They did an international draft. It was their first ever.
For my international shouties.
Mrs. Worldwide. What happened really is it was a one round draft where they just like each team picked a player from not North America that they wanted on their team. And I think that it really was like an outreach thing for half of them. And for half of them, it was really like, we're for real going to sign these players. I'm not sure. Maybe all of them will be signed. I'm pretty sure all of them won't. But some of them will. And that's kind of cool. So the Beauts had the first pick. And they picked a goaltender, which is
interesting.
Awesome. You love to see a goaltender as the first pick. That's just my opinion.
But are they... never mind. We'll talk about that later. I mean, like, you have Carly Jackson. She's like 24 years old.
Yeah.
She's got 10 more years in the league, probably.
But if you think about back-to-backs, and you've got a goaltender like Carly Jackson, and she makes 40, 45 saves, and then you're in Minnesota, and she's got to play again the next day, she, I'm sure, is ready to go. But, like, from an injury prevention standpoint, knowing that they cannot practice and condition all day, every day,
it's true.
Maybe it makes sense to have someone who can take that second game on a back-to-back so that your workhorse star rookie goaltender doesn't tear something.
I mean, she stood on her head in Lake Placid like 12 days in a row. That's a made-up number.
And she lived to tell the tale. Let's not make her do that again, maybe.
Right, fine. Any other interesting signings? You're like, no.
From that, I don't think yet that there has been. It sounds to me like the Wales pick will probably sign too, which is cool. She's a forward. The Rivs were fined for a communication violation where they were talking to someone before they were supposed to.
Oh.
The league bylaws, I don't think the league bylaws are public, so it's a little...
I mean, that's kind of anticlimactic.
Yeah, I mean, like, sure, if they did that, it's wrong, and they should be fined. But it was also like $500, so it was like, okay.
2021... NWHL, the Rivs get punished for stuff. Wouldn't have happened in the 2020 NWHL.
True. That's a fact.
So speaking of the Riveters, there's something confusing that happened on Twitter that I don't understand. I was like occupied all weekend.
Must be nice.
Madison Packer retweeted an apology with a new apology. I have almost no idea what's going on.
So have you ever, like, you know how cakes have layers and ogres have layers and onions have layers?
Onions also have layers,
yeah. This apology also has layers. So the first apology, I guess, it's a little unclear because the wording was, like, maybe purposely vague so that it could cover a lot of different things. I'm not sure. But it was, I think my reading of it was like, hey, sorry about that stuff that happened in Lake Placid where, people were upset and like some of our players liked some tweets that were maybe not super flattering of other players, some allegations of racism among our players and staff.
Why is Packer apologizing? Just like as the captain, or
ostensibly, yeah, because she's the captain. I guess I don't think that she. I don't know. I guess that's what was happening. I was also at work when that happened, so I kind of saw it and was like, all right, this apology is not super clear to me, but like, I appreciate the effort.
Yeah.
Not everybody's trying to apologize. So sure. Thanks for trying. And I guess then she took another swing at it, which again, I appreciate the effort. And this one was more specific to something happened where she had blocked some accounts. I wasn't one of them, I don't think. I mean, honestly, if she blocks me, that's on me. I'm sure I deserve it. But these people, I guess, didn't deserve it, and so she was apologizing for blocking people that she shouldn't have blocked. So she was like trying to narrow it down and be more specific about stuff that happened specifically with her. But I'm still not really clear on what happened. Hopefully the people that she was intending to apologize to knew that it was about them, and that helped. But yeah, I don't know. It feels like maybe there's a press release in there somewhere, unreleased press releases of the Lost Rivers.
This is all such a weird situation because obviously with what happened at Lake Placid, people are going to be more vague because they don't want them to get targeted by...
Yeah, it's hard, right? I think it's hard, and that's to me especially why like it doesn't make a lot of sense to me that a specific player, even the captain, was doing it, because like she's got a kid and a family, and like if an organization's account, and this is coming from someone who ran an organization account, so I would not enjoy that, but like if an organization tweets something and like names Barstool, there's like ways for you to mitigate the harm that's done from being doxxed. Like you can't do that if you're an individual. So to me, I guess I understand why there was some vagueness, but it just made it more obvious to me that like maybe this venue wasn't quite like the effort is there, but there's like some fine tuning that maybe could be done, but it's a great start.
I think this also goes back to the fact that these players don't necessarily have like marketing directors or agents telling them what to say. And so it's kind of more up to you, which is so different from in other leagues and things we're used to.
It's hard. Yeah. It's really hard. I wish they could all afford agents, and I wish that there was like a pipeline of people who would do it for free. Like for men's hockey, there's a lot of people who will just for the privilege of touching the NHL, they'll do whatever, and like that's just not the world that we're in. But one day they'll be able to afford agents.
So if you're listening,
and the agents will be the ones writing the awkward apologies.
And you're an agent, you want to get involved, you have
some let me know, seriously, because if you're like a lawyer who would like to do this, I'm sure I could hook you up with players who would love to have a lawyer look at contracts before they sign.
So kind of a week in hockey news with not a lot of huge hockey news, but some accessory hockey news. Anything else of note?
No, hockey-wise, no. Personally, I'm sure I could come up with something interesting.
Give us one personal update for the week, please.
One personal update. I would like it. Cat, her name is Clementine.
Show us the cat. We need to see the cat.
Hold on, I'm gonna get her. I'll be right back.
All cats are welcome here on Locker Room Talk. Oh my god.
This is Clementine.
Oh my god.
We also call her Clem and Tiny. She's not actually very tiny. I'm gonna put her down before she kills me.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Great, I'm sorry. Great personal update. I really appreciate it. Everyone appreciates that. Maybe we can clip this and put it on Twitter, and you people show us your cats.
Yeah. Seriously, because CJ can do it too.
Yeah. CJ's got a great cat.
I know.
Speaking of CJ, our guest tonight is Carly Jackson of the Buffalo Beauts. Mentioned on every episode because she deserves it. But before we get to our guest, something really important happened in CJ's life this past week. She was chosen to be on a very exclusive reality show. So we're just gonna take it away.
I think she's the first women's hockey player ever. Is that right?
I think this is a first. Yeah, I think
that's crazy.
Someone needs to update her Wikipedia page after this.
I'll do that. Yeah,
okay,
I can
great.
do that.
Fantastic. So, for your viewing pleasure, take it away. In the season finale of The Most Eligible Hockerette, it's decision time.
Our connection is special.
I got CJ's number tattooed on my body, but I'm not going to tell you where.
Out of 20 women, only 2 remain.
I do love her.
I'm not here to make friends.
But there's only one problem. They've got to go through Mateau first.
No one touches my goalie.
Secrets will be discovered, relationships tested.
This is the hardest decision I've ever had to make in my life.
She's my Prince Charming.
You're my wonderland.
It will all be revealed on this final episode. You don't.
It's my turn to wear her hockey pants.
Want.
The only thing I couldn't save is your heart.
To miss.
Oh my god, are we on Too Hot to Handle?
Choose you.
Wow. That one contestant, I mean, kind of a babe.
I mean, I agree with you wholeheartedly, but in this situation, I don't think it's appropriate to say. Or were you talking about? You're talking about me, right? I'm just talking about.
I mean, I'm always talking about you.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Is that not the point of this?
Yeah.
Is
Okay.
for me to
I just making sure. Just making sure.
Great.
So yeah, perfect. Let's go to the intro before I blush some more.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. All right. So our guest this week, selected 3rd overall in the 2020 NWHL draft by the Buffalo Beauts, 43 saves in her National Women's Hockey League debut, and winner of the 2021 NWHL Foundation Award and 3 stars of the season, meaning everybody loves her, not just the league, but the fans too, and I'm sure her teammates. Carly Jackson, otherwise known as CJ. Hey CJ, thanks for joining us this week.
Thanks, guys. I'm super, super happy to be here.
Not as excited as me.
Not as happy as she is. So let's talk about Lake Placid. You put up ridiculous numbers in Lake Placid. You faced and saved more shots than any other goaltender there. I don't know if you know that, but that's a fact. What was it like? Did you just come home and like sleep for a week after?
Yeah, I actually did. After I got home from Lake Placid, I slept, I think, for just 2 or 3 days. I stayed in my bed. I really didn't move a lot. But I honestly, I had so much fun in Lake Placid. It was just a blast to be able to be out there, and obviously getting a lot of shots as a goaltender. Like, that's exactly what I want in a weird way. That might sound kind of fun.
No, I mean, I get it.
Yeah, I don't know. I like having an opportunity to make a difference and to just kind of be out there and do my thing. I mean, my favorite thing is stopping pucks, so to get to do more of that in a game is just a big bonus.
That's fair.
I think like if I was a rookie, I would be like, no, like let me prove myself, and then you went out there and like proved yourself game after game after game after game. But like your guys' issue, the Beauts' issue, wasn't stopping goals; it was scoring goals. You obviously didn't have Taylor around, which is hard, especially because you guys were used to Taylor. But looking forward to this season, who are you like really excited about in terms of goal scoring?
Yeah, I mean, I'm big one obviously coming back is Kersey. We got to practice with her, and I got to kind of see what she did, in terms of team building and just having her in the locker room, and then obviously having her on the ice in practice. So she's just a game changer, right? This is Fiona, by the way.
I introduced my cat earlier.
Yes,
so
double cat.
I don't know where she is now.
So I'm super pumped to have Kersey in some games. Like, she's just a total game changer. So really excited to see her. And then another one is Cassidy Winkle. Her and I attended, I think, Team Canada camp in 2015. And I remember her being like a special player then and being able to see kind of some of the things that she's accomplished. And now to have her on the Beauts, I was pretty pumped to see her sign with us. So I'm really looking forward to having her as part of the Beauts.
That's exciting. I'm excited.
I'm excited.
I'm excited.
I might be more. I mean,
that's probably.
I don't want to. Not a competition, but like, I don't know. So, for those at home, can you tell us what makes the Beauts so special? Like, I don't think any of us were surprised that you re-signed, but just for the casual viewer, what is it about the Beauts that made you want to come back?
Yeah, coming back to the Beauts honestly was an easy decision for me. Like, I just love being a Beaut, and I think the first thing that pops into my head is because we just have so many people in our organization, just from top to bottom, that care so much. And like, everybody is just so important to what we're doing and what we're trying to build, and everyone has a piece and a part to play, and that's just so fun to be a part of, right? Like, everyone is just so happy to be at the rink and so happy to be building something so special, and it makes it so easy to play for an organization like that. And it really is just from top to bottom, from our GM Nate Oliver, the guy's an absolute beauty, to all of our players, to our fans, to our support staff, just everything. I just love it all. I love being a Beaut, and it was just one of the easiest decisions to re-sign at Buffalo.
I want to be a Beaut.
Yeah, you are.
Good. You are. You are a Beaut.
Not an honorary Beaut. I want to be a Beaut.
Well, why don't you talk to Amber about that?
Nate, if you're watching, how you doing? So speaking about awesome people, CJ, you're like one of my favorite people. in the entire world. And I think one of the reason is like you're so kind and you're like always doing the right thing. Not because of any other reason than like it's just you as a person. And one of the things is you're so outspoken for like marginalized groups, like so outspoken. And I think a lot of people like in the league and in life believe in inclusion and they believe in diversity, but they don't speak out and use their platform. And you speak out and use your platform. So like, I don't know, this is a dumb question, but like, why? Why do you do it?
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's so important. Like, I think about like a younger version of myself, and like there's so many young girls and young boys and just people in general out there where, like, if I was watching when I was a kid and I saw someone like me speaking out, even just for something I can relate to is being gay, right? So being able to see someone I look up to and see that they're open and proud of being who they are, like that would have meant so much to me as a young kid. And I just think that's so important to provide some representation and stand up for people where, you know, they can't always have that. So to be able to even just make a tiny little difference or make, you know, connect with one single person, it makes it so worth it. And I just feel lucky to be able to have that platform to be able to do something like that, and maybe just put, you know, someone in a more welcoming position than they might have been before.
My gay heart is so full right now. It's so full.
I mean, I know a lot of like, I would say they're not teenagers, but like gay kids from the ages of like 18 to 22 who like, as soon as they saw you take your helmet off, they were like, that's me. That's me. I know that person because that's me. And like, that's why you have, one of the reasons why you have such a cult following on Twitter is all these kids that are like, I don't have to like, you know, like there's a lot of, I feel like especially in women's sports, there's always a lot of speculation about like, well, maybe these people are kind of not straight, but like, we don't want to talk about it too much because we don't know how comfortable they are. And I think it's such a breath of fresh air for like fans to have someone where they don't have to do that. And they can just like fully openly be like, this is a person that I relate to for this reason. And they're a cool person and a good person and a great hockey player. Like, what a gift. I just think it's a gift.
Thank you.
Thank you. I also just love this, CJ, because like that, it's people who aren't marginalized, right? So people who look at this and be like, why does it matter if they're gay? Why does it matter? Blah, 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 blah. It's because you look, as a kid, you look in the world and you look for people who you look like and act like and are like, and you say, oh, that's who I'm going to be when I grow up. That's who I'm going to be when I grow up. And if no one's out and no one's proud, then you don't think that's a possibility. And like representation just matters so friggin' much.
Just to know that there's a future for you. And I think that's why it's so important for sports too, is like if you grow up playing sports and you don't see anybody in big boy, big girl, big person sports that looks like you or acts like you, you're like, well, I guess I have to stop playing at some point. But you don't. Nobody does.
I wonder how many like CJ jerseys are being worn by like, you know, young people who are figuring their life out right now. I just think so many.
Yeah. It's so good.
I'm buying a CJ jersey and you're autographing it for me. Okay, please.
If I didn't have 8 nieces and nephews, they would all have CJ jerseys, but I don't have that kind of money.
I already have a jersey, but I need a jersey.
So let's talk about goalie gear. I love talking about goalie gear. You love talking about goalie gear. You've obviously got some pretty sweet pads now. If you could make any set, no restrictions, like forget whatever restrictions you've been given by the league or whatever like is reasonable or whatever, what would you want your setup to look like if you could do anything?
Well, I have gotten a new setup for next season.
Oh, sweet.
Sweet.
Yeah, so I'm pretty psyched. I went with something really similar to what I had before because I just love the retro look. I've been obsessed with it since I was a kid, and I just never kind of had the chance to do it, and then now I'm getting the chance to do it, so I'm just kind of running with it.
Nice.
But I love retro gear. I just think it's so clean and it's so cool, and I just kind of like bringing that back to life a little bit, especially with I have the faux straps on my pads, like from the old days, and I just think those are so cool. So I'm like just living a dream getting to wear those.
I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Did you switch the helmet up or you still got your old helmet?
I haven't switched the helmet up. I'm like super particular about my mask. Like it's the one thing that I'm just like, nobody touch it. It's like I've got it molded to like the outline of my face. I got it done by Pro's Choice, and they basically like put clay on my face, and it's shaped to my face, so that's pretty cool. But I'm just so particular and I love that mask that I don't really want to mess with it until I either get something brand new with the same kind of specs, or we'll see. We'll just see. But I really like it, so I'm going to stick with it until something comes up.
How does your style of play affect what you look for in pads or gear? Like when I was playing, I made a lot of like 5-hole saves, so I was really focused on getting pads that had like a really, really good seal, because that's where I was making all of my saves.
Yeah, so I used to base it a lot off of color. So I used to wear a lot of dark base pads. And then when I got to Maine, I started working with our equipment manager, and I am a smaller goalie. So, apparently in research, white base gear actually makes you look bigger. So I made the switch over, I think, in my junior year, and I think that it actually does make me look bigger than I really am. So I kind of tried to work around that. Like I love style. I love style points, and I like to do as much as I can with the gear to make it unique. So when I switched over to a white base pad, my friends were like, "Who are you? What are you doing?" And they're like, "What's going on? Are you okay?" But making the switch over to white base gear definitely made me look bigger. And then I'm really big on like the balance of the pad. So like where do I fit? Where do my knees sit essentially in the pad? And then where do I feel like my weight is? Am I leaning forward? Am I leaning backwards? Or do I feel kind of just right? And then the last thing I look for is like basically how hard the pad is. So like a softer pad will keep rebounds a little bit closer to you, and a harder pad, the puck will bounce off and go further out.
So this is the hot dog lightning round. I'm going to need you to answer these questions as quickly as possible. Please, there is no time for consideration. There's no phoning a friend here. So are you ready?
Yeah, totally ready.
Boiled or grilled?
Boiled.
Ketchup or mustard?
Mustard.
Relish or onions?
Onions.
Is it a sandwich or a taco?
Sandwich?
Great answer.
Great answer. 10 out of 10 would ask again. Wonderful. That concludes the hot dog section of the show. We only have one final question for you.
So if you could put an NWHL team anywhere in North America, it doesn't have to be like a reasonable place, any place in North America, where would you put it and why?
I would probably put it in Halifax, Nova Scotia. I would just really like for this part of the world, Atlantic Canada, to be, rewarded with women's hockey, professional women's hockey. There's been just a lot of really amazing support and amazing players that have come out of this area in the past, 10 and years beyond that, but that's just at least what I'm familiar with. And I just think it would be so cool to see that come here, but also it would be really cool for myself because I have a lot of family around here, and that would be just the most amazing thing, is to get to play in front of them.
It would be super awkward though, because you would never leave the Beauts.
Yeah, it's
playing like away games in Nova Scotia would be really
Yeah.
Because they're not really away games, they're like home game part 2 electric boogaloo.
Yeah.
It's like an away home game.
Yeah, totally.
2 home rinks.
CJ, you are an absolute pleasure. I have never interacted with you, not had anything more than like warm, bubbly feelings in my heart. Oh my god, perfect. This concludes this section of the show. If people want to follow you, find you, what is the best way for them to do that?
They can find me on Instagram at CarlyJackson97 and on Twitter at Tough Mustard, but the tough is spelled with Tuff, mustard, all one word.
Perfect. Eleni, do you have any final parting words for CJ?
I don't think so. Go Beauts.
Go
Beauts, baby.
Beauts. We love you, CJ. Thank you for joining us. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, and non-binary individuals who might be viewing this, that is my favorite person in the league right now. Oh, I just said it. Are we allowed to say that? I'm allowed to say that now, right?
Yeah, if that's your opinion, that's your opinion.
Okay. Carly Jackson, also known as CJ, incredible guest. It's just an honor to have her on our show. Speaking of show, that is it for tonight. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We will be here next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tune in, chit-chat along. If you like the video, hit that like button, subscribe. It doesn't cost you. Love don't cost a thing. Not one thing. So why didn't you do it? That's all I got. Eleni?
I got nothing to add to that.
What a pleasure.
I mean, we're no strangers to love.
No strangers
you know the
to
rules
love.
and so do I. So go ahead, like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Bye, y'all.